Following up on David Hamburger's wonderful book about playing rhythm guitar for swing and jazz, I needed to bring up actually playing rhythm guitar. And this is kind of the Freddie Green style of three, sometimes two and one note voicings of chords. Something you really need to know if you're going to play with a jazz band. A lot of times they don't want these ripping solos, they just want you to be able to keep the beat. And Freddie Green was an excellent example of this. And Hamburger sets up these chord voicings really nicely in the first exercise. I hope you could notice that they're all the same shape. He's just moving up and down the neck in different spots. There's a plurality of chord voicings where they can have different names, but we'll cover that later. St. James Infirmary, after the pickup, starting the rhythm.
Here's the first version of St. James Infirmary. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. One, two, 1, 2, 3.
Hamburger's first example is a really great example to get you indoctrinated in the style because you have enough to worry about with keeping the right time and muting the right notes. He keeps the same, it's a different chord, but it's the same position, the same fingering on the guitar. You just move it up and down between the 5th, 7th, 8th, and 10th. Alright, to play this chord voicing, I'm going to start by flipping off the camera. And I'm going to take this middle finger and I'm going to give it a job here on the 6th string. And I'm going to lay it down on the 5th fret of the 6th string. And my pointer finger right here is going to come down 4th fret, 4th string. And my ring finger is going to just set itself down in a natural place here with his buddy, the middle finger. Because he's so cool. And notice just very subtly that I'm touching the B string and I'm touching the A string. So I'll get the percussive tone when I strum, and I'll only play the notes that I want to play because we don't want to get in the way of the piano and the bass. We just really want to play the root and the 3rd and the 7th, whatever shows the quality of the chord. Perhaps the most challenging aspect of this style is not playing too much, and to do that our left and right hands have to work together. We're taught initially when we start playing guitar to not to accidentally touch strings. We let it ring out so we can play that "Here rose as a snow." But that's not the place here. We're only going to play the notes we need to hear, and we're going to try and mute everything else. So because we don't want to get in the way of piano and bass players and other horns and other things going on. Sadly enough, they only paid Freddie Green for one thing, and he was happy to get the job. So my left and right hands got to work together. I'm only pressing down when I'm striking. And notice you hear something else too, because it's kind of a swing song. I find you can actually hear the pick scraping on the way up, which I find if you do up, down, and you just naturally return your hand to the striking position again and don't rush it, your hand kind of has a natural swing to it. The other way to play this style is more of a faster straight 8 style with constant downstrokes. last but not least, what you use to strike the strings will definitely make a difference in the tone that you want. And you want kind of a sparse tone, but you want to be heard. So I recommend using a pick that you kind of worn out, or use the side of it, because you don't want it to ring. You want it to more be of a thuddy, driving feeling rather than a clean, precise note. And I very slightly mute. I very slightly leave it here, my palm here. Because you're going to be mic'd, most likely. There's no other way you could keep up with the band. If you don't have about $1 for a pick, a quarter works good with its rounded edges, but it's kind of hard. But see if you like that tone. And that costs 25 cents, but then again, you got your cheapest pick, which is probably the one Freddie Green had, because he probably had to walk 10 miles in the snow to get a pick, both ways, uphill. And that's using his thumb. And notice that natural swing motion with the down up. For more information on this style playing, check out FreddieGreen.org. They got biography and actual sheet music and MP3 tracks you can play along with. I'll do a couple more things to get you ready for that. I'll try and do a couple harder songs from Hamburger's book. Have a good week.